What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we have another episode of This Week in Warframe. We go the entire weekly reset, and yeah, there's not a whole lot going on in Warframe this week, but I do think that DE will be announcing Caliban Prime Access launch date on Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that. But before we get into this stuff, make sure to sub this channel with daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, news videos, discussion videos, all that kind of stuff. I got a bunch of stuff prepared for you guys over the next week. We got tier list, build videos, and more. So make sure you're subbed. And also come on the live stream. We're doing an Omniforma bundle giveaway right now. We'll be doing another one after I pull that first one. All right, first things first, though. We got the first weekly reset item at testing. We got the Shotgun Ribbon mod. Go ahead and grab that if you want to. Next week, there should be an Umbra Forma, if I'm recalling this correctly. But yeah, guys, Dog Days Summer Event is active. It's not exactly the most exciting thing, and it will be here for about 23 days, so no rush on doing it. But yeah, beyond that, like I said, Caliban Prime Access should be announced on Wednesday because DE did say it will be in August, and they also give us at least 2 weeks of advance notice before a Prime Access goes away. So you'll likely see a message on Wednesday from DE saying, last chance for your Bradley Prime Access, your 2-week warning is up. And that would also mean that Grendel Prime, Massatur Prime, and Xylock Prime will be getting vaulted when Caliban Prime comes out. Hopefully before the end of the month. Because like I said, DE said it will be before the end of the month, but at the end of the month, 2-week notice is kind of slipping away pretty soon. Moving on to your next weekly reset item, we got the Dorma Zone. In this place, you can use your Pathos clamps to get nice things in every week. So basically, if you have a bunch of Pathos clamps, like people that grinded the 8 Claw event, you can get guaranteed ribbons, nearly guaranteed ribbons every week. So this week you got a Companion Ribbon mod for 20 Pathos, a Melee Ribbon for 15 Pathos, and also an Oricon Catalyst Blueprint. Pretty nice stuff if you did grind out 8 Claw. You have some other stuff too that's not as important, like a Forma Blueprint. But yeah, guaranteed ribbons here this week. Very nice stuff to grab. Remember, Companion Ribbons only come from certain places, including the place you just saw right there. So, moving on to your calendar week and your EDA, ETA. I have a feeling that the Stella Farm is going to be gone. We had Stella Farms and EDA the last 2 weeks. If we had a third week of Stella Farm, I'd be shocked. And honestly, I farmed so much Stella, I'm definitely done farming Stella from now on. So, but yeah, first things first with the calendar here, we got some of these nice buffs and loot drops that we got this week. So first drop is going to be an Omniforma Blueprint or 2 Arcanes. Sadly, I don't really need this Omniforma Blueprints. I'm actually going to probably go for the Arcanes here because these are very, very high build requirements, like 4 Forma, I believe it is. Next, you've got your pick of 2k Kuva or 6k Endo. I'd take over the 6k Endo because 2k Kuva is like hardly even one roll. Next, you got your first perks here. You got Bottled Lightning giving electric damage to all weapons and status chance. Heavy Mags give you increased magazine size for weapons, which is good with a Carius Mirage. And then you also got Psionic Feedback, doing an AoE rad proc whenever you get shot. Kind of like a radiation version of Nourish. Next, you've got a secondary Arcane Adapter or a singular Arcane. Go for the Arcane Adapter. This is worth like 20 plat. This is worth like 1 or 3 plat. Next, you got Slice and Dice, giving you some melee buffs when you slide. You got free shot from Quincy. Now, this is one of the best perks you could actually get in the entire calendar. So, if you are someone that is going to be grinding these missions, get this perk. It is, like I said, it's one of the best perks that can possibly spawn. But keep in mind, if you do use this, be aware that it is anti-synergy with Cyto 9, okay? If you play Mirage with like Energized Munitions, it's very good. If you play Cyto 9, this overrides his ammo pack. So, buyer beware. I might have Cyto 9 in the picture, but it's actually dangerous to use if you are a Cyto 9 player. But yeah, very powerful. Refills your magazine when you get a status proc very easily. And then Bad Medicine's the last choice. Health Orbs make an AoE explosion when picked up. So very good on that front. And then for your final couple things, you got a green shard guaranteed, very nice, or an Oricon Catalyst Blueprint. So lots of Oricon Catalyst available this week, it seems like. And for your final tier here, you got 6k Kuva or 2 Arcanes. Basically, do you want 6k Kuva or 6 plat, 5 plat, basically. And then for the last tier perks, you got Broaden Horizons, giving increased ability range of picking up an orb for 10 seconds. Bottled Lightning is here twice this week, so that's a lot of electric damage available to you. And Practice Precision, giving crit chance for melees. Now, keep in mind that these buffs only work in 1999 missions, so you can basically do this before you do your Elite Temporal Archimedia for an easier time. And the last tier here, you kill 500 enemies with the melee. What do you get for it? You get 1 Arcane or 2k Kuva. So I'd say don't even bother with this last level here. 500 kills for hardly any loot. So there's your calendar. Some decent stuff. I think I got a green shard this week. Let's move on to the Elite Temporal Archimedia. Now, last week, we had I think it was like the stage defense returning again with the modifier that makes Temple take a bunch of damage, and then we also have the tank. This week, I'm expecting it to be a little bit more tame than last week, because we have people really having a hard time in these ETAs, but it's also meant to be difficult at the same time. Okay, never mind, defense is back. Forget I said anything. So we got Legasite Harvest is the first mission for your Elite Templar Archimedia. Defense, second mission, and Hell Scrub, basically survival is the third one. As far as the mission modifiers, they are as follows. Growth hormones. Legasites are more powerful with each generation, but take longer to escape. So this should be more tanky than usual. Next, Arcade Automata. Enemies' guns launch slow, moving projectiles than their normal ordnance. Should be pretty easy. And Entanglement. Allies near a dead enemy will move a lot slower. Okay, so that's a pretty free first one, I'd say. Next one, let's hope this is not that bad. Okay, forget I said anything. The modifier from last week everyone complained about is still here. So Miasmite Mash is not the bad one, but enemies will drop Miasmite upon death that will immediately rush for Flare. But here's the one that's really, really annoying to some people. It is Corrupted Flesh. Takrot enemies are infused with the Fervent and take damage over time. They explode when killed and leave behind deadly Fervent in their wake. So basically, if there is blue goo on the ground, that will hurt you and hurt temples. So basically, if you have Frost or Coral like me this week, that would be very helpful to keep temples safe. But yeah, just basically push them away from the objective. Make sure there's no enemies nearby temple. Just try to spawn, kill, and CC them as much as possible. And for the final mission, modifier on this one, Heavy Warfare. Oh, never mind. This will be a pretty annoying mission, it looks like. Enemies take 95% less damage from non-heavy Arcwing gun weapons. Enemies will drop a heavy Arcwing gun ammo pack when they're dead, and it will recall. The timer is reduced by 5 seconds. So get the Kuva Grappler, get the Mazalon, get the Kuva Ayanga. This is a really, really annoying stage defense this week. And yeah, I hope that you got good stuff. Bring Spectres, bring all your best stuff, because Temple could easily die on this one, as Temple has been dying the last couple weeks in this one too. And for your final mission here, you got Survival. It will be much easier, I guarantee, compared to that previous one, with mission modifiers as follows. Sporogenesis. Takrot tumors appear near Hell Scrubbers, increasing the life support drain rate and for each active tumor. So basically, go and look around the Hell Scrubbers for a red icon on your mini-map. It will be these blue tumors that you need to shoot. If you don't shoot them, it drains life support faster. They're pretty easy to kill, but yeah, they sometimes don't spawn right next to the Hell Scrubber either, so you might have to look out for that red icon on the map. Next, It's Alive. Within the underground, hostile overgrowths will attack you if you stand still for too long. So if you basically stand still for like a brief moment, you'll get attacked by a bunch of tentacles, and you don't want that to happen. So keep moving around in the underground. And the final one, Bolstered Belligerence. All enemies have Overguard, equal to 50% of their maximum health. So this is a pretty free one at the end after the second mission, I'd say. And for your individual modifiers, you can choose to put these on or off for more or less loot. You've got Fraction Armor. Casting ability reduces armor by 10%. Undersupplied. Ammo drops are reduced by 75%. And max ammo is also reduced. Transference Distortion. No operators or drifters allowed. So hopefully you didn't need Vazarin for this. And the last one, Constricted. Maximum energy reduced by 75%. We got lots of anti-fun modifiers this week with no operator, no ammo, and no energy as well. So good luck on that one, guys. You do get a lot of good loot if you do knock these out, like Tau Forged Archon shards that can be already combined, or a fully built Omniforma. But yeah, I think Omniforma is like the lowest drop rate of the entire thing, so good luck with that. Alright, let's move on to the next planet so we can get some more Archon Tau shards on a weekly basis. I'd also like to remind you that that mission right there requires rank 5 with that syndicate to even access it. Same case with the planet we're going to right now on the Kavia. So over here is the Elite Deep Archimedia. That was the Elite Templar Archimedia. This is another great place to get weekly Archon Tau shards. So yeah, get rank 5 with this place and rank 5 with that place, and you can get all the weekly loot you could possibly ask for. Or that they could possibly bottleneck us into, because Archon shards are very limited per week. It's like certain places you can get them from. Alright, moving on to the Elite Deep Archimedia here. Let's see what we got. Okay, it is definitely not a Stella Farm. I think DE's done with the Stella Farm after last week for a while. But mission modifiers as follows. We got Mere Defense, Alchemy, and Survival. So basically the exact same thing as the other planet, but instead of Capture, we got a Alchemy instead. So, Mere Defense. Modifiers as follows. Each glyph inflicts a small amount of damage when collected. So, barbed glyphs just take a damage constantly, basically. Commanding Culverins. The enemies will deal more damage to Overguard and Necromex, 5 times damage for that matter. Devil's Bargain. Allies near a dead enemy will drain their ammo much faster, and have increased fire rate, too. For the second mission, Alchemy. Xmas Amphorce, your first modifier. Only enemies that will drop the elemental grenades are the Xmas units, which makes the mission take a lot longer. And also, Bolster Belligerence. All enemies have Overguard equal to 50% of their maximum health. So every enemy is going to look like an Xmas, but only the actual Xmas will drop the grenade. So have fun with that one. And the last modifier on this mission, Explosive Potential. Rupturing Fragments replace Shuffling Fragments. So the R enemies will now explode on death, dealing a good amount of damage in an area. So just going to be a big slog. Hopefully you have some good AoE weapons to kill everything in this area because, yeah, again, every enemy will look like an Xmas, but only the actual Xmas will drop the grenades. And you need those to progress. Last mission modifier here, or the last mission is Survival, and the modifiers are Parasitic Towers. Life Support Towers only activate if 20 enemies are killed within a 15-meter radius of them. So this can be very brutal for solo, because you have Life Support Towers, but you can actually use them. So I'd recommend, if you have any way to pull enemies into the circle to activate it, that would be great. I'm talking Magus, Anomaly, Arcane for your Operator, Ensnare from Korra, even like Nidus's Larva could help you too. In solo, the enemy spawns are lessened. Remember, this is not Steel Path. Next modifier, Hostile Regeneration. Enemies all regenerate their health slowly. Don't worry about that one, that's the least of your worries. And Alluring Arcanids. Dog robots will charge attacks, pulling Warframes towards them. So they're pulling you out of the circle, you want to pull them into the circle. So this is going to be pretty rough for solo. Again, like I said, so good luck with that one. Like I said, pull enemies in. If you have Magus Anomaly, it'll be your friend. Maybe even try it with a squad to get more spawns. But yeah, relatively easy ETA, or ED, I'd say. For your personal modifiers, you got Hypersensitive for the first one. Negative status procs have triple duration. Untreatable. Pickups do not heal. Health orbs cannot be picked up. So hopefully you got some Wisp modes. Frame Curse Syndrome. Acting ability inflicts 50 damage upon you. And Dull Blades. Melee combo chance is reduced by 50%. So yeah, that's actually not that bad. Because if you got something like the Glaive, you're going to have that additional combo. It's not going to be worried about it too much. So yeah, guys, decently challenging ETA. The EDA seemed kind of weird. Like that second mission seems a little bit weird. But yeah, it should be a lot more straightforward. For your weekly Archon Shard from Bird 3, this also requires rank 5. You get a red Archon Shard, one of the best Archon Shards you can get. And yeah, like I said, this requires rank 5 in this place to unlock this. And it's 30,000 rep per week. Alright, moving on to your Incarnons. Now, I'm going to let you guys know right now. The Magistar and Slimitex in general got nerfed, like a month ago at this point. So keep that in mind. I'm going to make an Incarnon tier list this upcoming week as well. The Magistar is no longer meta. But the Magistar is still very, very good. So I'm going to keep that in account when I recommend this stuff to you guys. Because, yeah, the Magistar is still really top tier. It would be silly to call it not really good. But at the same time, it's not the meta of all metas like before. So, first things first, though, the normal circuit, we got Gara, Korra, and Revenant. Not even a question, go for Korra here. As far as where these frames come from and how you can get them without going through the circuit, you got Revenant coming from bounties on the plains, Gara coming from bounties in the plains, and Korra coming from normal Sanctuary Onslaught with a very, very bad drop rate. So you can thank me later. Go ahead and grab Korra because this is the one you want to grab for sure. Saves you a lot of time. Korra Prime is great. Accumulate Whipclaw Augment here, very nice as well. But let's move on to the Steel Path Incarnons. So if you've gotten your Korra already, great for you. Let's move on to the Incarnons here as far as what's the best and the worst this week. Got the Lex Incarnon, the Magistar Incarnon, the Boltor Incarnon, the Bronco Incarnon, and the Ceramic Dagger Incarnon. Now, like I said, the Magistar was the king of all, basically the king of all melee Incarnons before, but now that's been nerfed, you have to now jump into the air pretty high to get the same results as before. That being said, the Lex did not get nerfed, and the Lex is still one of the best pistols of the game, and it will be very high on the Incarnon tier list later this week. Let's go over what all these do and what the best ones are, if you don't know what they do in the first place. So, for the Lex Incarnon, it's a sniper pistol, and once you get some headshots and go to Incarnon form, the sniper pistol becomes a, basically, Arcaplasm or, railgun shot. Not railgun, but, it can kill an entire hallway in one shot, like an Arcaplasmor shot. It has built-in punch through and radiation, also has built-in impact proc, so the Hemorrhage mod gives you a guaranteed, nearly guaranteed slash proc with this thing. And with all the crit it has, you can easily one-shot Acolytes. You can easily one-shot an entire hallway of Acolytes if they existed. And yeah, it's just really, really strong, really, really hard-hitting. A little bit, like I said, a little bit slow, has bad Incarnon ammo pool if we want to look for some weaknesses here. I was just looking for weaknesses for the tier list. But yeah, top tier for sure. Probably one of the best options this week, easily. Now, moving to the Magistar, like I said, this one got nerfed, but it's still really, really good. What this thing does is once you get a 6x multiplier for combo, or for combo do heavy attack, it will go into Incarnon form, giving you increased damage, initial combo, wind up speed, sprint speed, and parkour velocity. But the big thing here, we don't even care about the Incarnon form. We care about this. Slam radius increase from Seismic Slam. It has the largest AoE size of any slam in the game. If you jump in the air, that is. And it can also wipe out enemies with multi-million damage from across the room as well. Even after the nerf, it can do that, okay? So, because of that, because it got nerfed, What changed with it is you now have to jump in the air, whereas you could just not even jump before and just kill the entire room. So because of that, it's going from top place to second place, okay? But it's still a must-have. It's still a must-have. If you're willing to go through the gameplay changes to it, like if you started playing Warframe the last couple of weeks, you didn't even know about the Magistar being OP before. So in a vacuum, it's very, very good still. So I'd say second place for this one for sure. Next, the Warframe Incarnon, a nail gun that becomes a nail shotgun after some headshots. So get some headshots with this thing, and it becomes a multi-shot slash nail gun that has very good stats. I've put this thing at probably like third or fourth place this week. A very powerful primary, but we have lots of powerful primaries, and this thing is like, it's nothing that unique, to be honest. It's got good stats, good potential for damage, it mostly looks cool, to be honest, so I'd recommend it, especially if you don't want to get the Magistar. This would be your new second place. So it'd be like Lex number 1, Boltor number 2 if you didn't want to get the Magistar. But a powerful primary nail gun. Next, we got the Bronco Incarnon. This thing is a shotgun pistol that has a very bad Incarnon ammo pool, but it's pretty hard. So as far as what this thing does, after some headshots, you'll get the Incarnon form, which increases range, adds ricochet. So it will now hit multiple enemies per shot, and it also can chain pretty far. Now, we have an augment mod in this game called Dizzying Rounds that makes this thing do AoE finisher enabling. So basically, you shoot at an enemy, and it will cause enemies that it hits to be vulnerable to finishers. So you can get things like melee crescendo easily stacked up, whatever other things that we cause from finishers. So good utility on that front. It's also good for DPS as well. You can use this for a level 10,000 DPS pistol. It has a lot of impact damage. You can make some impact, like hemorrhage stuff on this thing to make impact procs become slash procs. Really good, but yeah, very, very clunky, guys. This thing has terrible magazine size, terrible reload, bad recoil too, for that matter. So I'd say it's a low priority for sure, but it's not like it's bad. Every Incarnon is technically good. This thing is just one of the lower tiers this week. And for the last one, here we get the Ceramic Dagger Incarnon. Now, this thing has been indirectly nerfed multiple times. It used to be a lot better, but then stat sticks got removed, and then they changed the Incarnon perk to no longer stack from secondary kills, and yeah, now we're at the 2025 version of the Ceramic Dagger. It is a lot less useful than it used to be, but it's still really strong. What this thing does, if you get a 6x multiplier for your combo, you can start releasing spectral daggers from heavy attacks. Really good, but that being said, it used to be a lot more useful because of the Gun and Blade perk, but I still recommend to you. On primary kill, built initial combo up to 100 times. So it built in 100 extra combo hits all the time. Very easy 12x maintaining on this thing. That being said, again, now that stat sticks are removed, you just basically use it as a normal melee, and it can get the job done as a normal melee. So very strong dagger, but yeah, over the years it's been indirectly changed so much that I'm putting it lower tier than it probably deserved in the first place. So now we've gone through all those things. One of the best Incarnons this week to grab. Well, like I said earlier, now that the Magistar has been nerfed, I got Lex as number 1. This is one of the strongest pistols in the game for a crit shot basis, and good AoE too. Number 2 is the Magistar. It was the old meta. It's still really strong, but again, it's not the true meta anymore. Meta has been changed for sure after this. But if you still want to use it, it can still wipe out the entire room easily. If you don't want to grab this nerfed Magistar, go for second place Boltor or second place Ceramic Dagger. The last place would be the Bronco for sure, because it's just got bad magazine, lots of other problems. So that's basically it for the video, guys. Number 1, number 2, number 3 Boltor, and then maybe even number 4 Ceramic Dagger, number 5 Bronco. So I hope that's helping you guys. Let's go over the Nightwave challenges. Now, I'm actually expecting a Nightwave refresh, maybe like a month or two, because what week are we on right now? We're on week 13. Probably about 7 more weeks till the next Nightwave, I'd guess. Keep an eye out for that. But again, that's also no rush. That's like over a month from right now. It's easy to catch up. First challenge, Eternal Guardian, complete 3 Void Armageddon missions. Or 2 Void Armageddon missions. Yikes, that is not my favorite mission at all. I am not doing that, that's for sure. Next, gather 4,000 resources for Gatherer. And then your first Elite Weekly is kill the Profit Taker. So that requires rank 5, the Fortuna Syndicate, and it also requires you to have an Archwing gun to DPS the PT. The Price of Freedom is your next one. Free 1 captured Solaris using a Granum Crown. That seems a lot easier than fighting the PT, honestly. Save one of those guys of those missions with a coin, or fight a gigantic robot spider. I think I'm going to save the guy with the coin. But either way, PT drops a lot of credits, so it's not that bad to farm. And your permanent weeklies, Excellence Eliminator, Mission Complete, and Not a Warning Shot. For your credit offering store, let's see what we got this week. Okay, we got Evergreen stuff at the top. You got some decent helmets. It looks like Dagoth's helmet's pretty good. Varuna's helmet, etc., etc. And for aura mods and augment mods, we got Energy Siphon, Physique, Enemy Radar. Enemy Radar is pretty good, but I also recommend that you take a look at some of these augment mods like Dizzying Rounds. Now, as I stated earlier, the Bronco augment for Dizzying Rounds enables finishers, and look, they have it here this week. They've also got the Ceramic Dagger Blueprint too, so if you wanted to grab the Ceramic Dagger Blueprint and the Ceramic Dagger, like, Incarnon this week, that could be an easy way to do it, because this is the only place this actually comes from, usually. Last couple mods out here, nothing to write home about, really. Power of 3-5 Aura is decent, but yeah, Dizzying Rounds is a great mod if you're using the Bronco Incarnon, and Metamorpho Magazine for the Gorgon is also pretty decent, too. And as far as the Archon hunt this week, let's see what we got. We got the Archon hunt being the Snake Archon, Nora with the Amber Archon shards. Mission types are as follows: Exterminate, Interception, and the Final Boss Showdown. Well, now that we covered that, I think that's your entire weekly reset, guys. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on in Warframe this week, but do expect an announcement for Caliban Prime on Wednesday. I know I predicted it like last week, but then DE decided to keep waiting. So hopefully we got it coming up this upcoming Wednesday. If not, that means that they're not going to give us enough of a warning for your early prime, so that'd be super, super strange. So, see you guys in the next video. I'll see you on stream very soon as well. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Peace!